Have you ever felt like your life was turned upside down? One day you're on the top, and the next everything is falling apart. That's exactly what happens to Job in the Bible. God literally bragged about Job to Satan, saying, "Have you seen my boy Job? He is so blameless, he's so faultless, he's so faithful. In fact, he's my loyal boy." And Satan was like, "Do you think he's loyal for just nothing? Isn't it because you have given him all he ever wanted? You have blessed him so much? Take all these things away from him and see if he wouldn't curse you, if he wouldn't disappoint you." So Satan was like, let's see how loyal he will be when life hits him hard. And in the twinkle of an eye, Job lost everything, everything. His wealth, his children, and even the support of his friends and wife. Everything familiar became so unfamiliar. Just imagine the scenario of what Job went through. This moment, you are all joyous, peaceful. You have everything at your beck and call. You have your children making you proud. Then suddenly, all of a sudden, it all disappears. You are now childless. All your wealth is gone. Your influence, because even your friends and your wife, the support of your support system, everything was all gone. You're left alone. Instead of helping and supporting him, his friends blamed him, saying he was suffering because of his sins. How many times are we so quick in judging others? If you've not walked in a person's shoes, you cannot tell where it itches. Only the person who wears the shoes knows where it itches. Job was in obvious pain. He was in turmoil. Instead of giving him the moral support he deserved, they were there blaming him, pointing accusing fingers at him, telling him that he was suffering because of what he had done wrong. Does this sound familiar? I know it does. But you know what's so fascinating about Job's story? He did not disappoint God, as if he knew that God had bragged about him. He didn't disappoint God. He held on to his faith in God. He trusted in God. Even when his wife approached him, like his wife confronted him, telling him to curse God and die. Instead, he cursed the day that he was burned. But he never said anything to curse God. He never did anything to offend God. And at the right time, I love this in particular, at the right time, God stepped in and turned things around. And he did it in such a way that it was obvious to everyone. Yes, it was obvious to everyone, those who had laughed at him, those who had forsaken him, those who had abandoned him, those who had mocked him because of his challenges, those who had even accused him of being a wretched sinner and he was suffering because of his sins. God made the blessing so obvious. Maybe like Job, the people who should be the one to stop you from crying have actually made you cry. Maybe like Job, you've lost so much and you are wondering when restoration will come. Restoration is knocking on your door. The Bible says that I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten, the cankerworm, the palmer worm, and the caterpillar. Now the Lord is given to you the former rain and the latter rain, all in the same year. He is the God of restoration. Whatever you are going through, you may be praying, you may have prayed and looked as if there is nothing is happening. Perhaps God has made a boast of you to Satan in the spirit realm. God has imposed so much confidence in you, and he knows that you will not disappoint him. Don't disappoint God. Hold on to your faith in God, and in his time, the right time, the appropriate time, he'll make all things beautiful. I'm so sure of this. He received a double portion of everything he had lost. It was double the wealth, double the influence, and double the blessing. In fact, in the whole of the city, there was no maiden whose beauty could be compared with that of Job's children. God restored Job, restored all he had lost in a double fold, and also gave him long life, length of days, to enjoy the fruits, to enjoy the blessings that he had bestowed him with. That's the God that we serve. The restoration was so loud that the evidence was undeniable. Sometimes you may hit rock bottom and God makes you go through the fire so that you can come out refined and your testimony will be undeniable. And when God restores you, it will be so good that you won't even remember what you lost. Job's story is proof that your season of pain can become the platform for God's glory. So I enjoin you to hold on to your faith and be rest assured that your double portion season is closer than you think.